Hey, what's up? What's up? Let me get everything set back up, but I think I might have figured it out. So this is Will Barb with the Cold Beer Confessional. This is My Mayor is Better Than Yours, take 652. I lost count. I've been through an 18 pack and I am back. I'm going to try to get some people in the chat and please let this audio play. I'm not going to be able to use my headphones. I don't even know why I got them in. But hopefully I got some throughput on the audio. As soon as I can get somebody in the chat, we'll check it out. And we'll go from there. I don't know if it's going to save the first couple of streams I did or not. I kind of been trying to override them, and I'll probably delete them later. So if you are local to the East Tennessee area, or maybe you're seeing this nationwide, please do remember what I mentioned in the first part of the show, which was about Evelyn Boswell, the missing 15-month-old baby. He's been missing for a few months, and they're still looking for her. Amber Alert went out a couple days ago. You can just Google her name or go to WJHL.com, check out that story, and go from there. So let me just wait for somebody to get in the chat. And when someone gets here, please just say something so I know you're there. I can actually see if there's anybody in the chat right now, unless you comment. So let me know if there's anybody in the chat. And I'm also going to try to get the chat on the screen. So we'll see if we can do that. While we're sitting here waiting, maybe I can get the, because it doesn't look like the chat's showing up in the stream box where it's supposed to be. So let me try one thing. I appreciate you guys bearing with me. This is my first stream. Hopefully we get this stuff worked out and we can all have a good time with it. But for right now, it's been quite the struggle, huh? Let me text somebody and see if they're in the stream yet. Are you on the stream yet? And we'll wait for an answer and try to get that going. I apologize for wasting your time, but I promise I'll either get this fixed or we'll come back later and figure something else out, because clearly this isn't working. Let's see, YouTube chat on OBS on OBS.live. So it actually ended up being a stupid issue. I actually run my computer with two screens, and it looks like if I have this fixed that it was because I had the stream on one and I had the window that was playing the audio on the other one. So it looks like I got somebody in the chat. So let's see if this plays.
That's why we did a receivable.
So that it wouldn't look so bad, because the money was there, it just went into the next month.
Let me know if you can hear any of that, Nick.
Alderman Radford. Alderman Linville. Vice Mayor Hobson.
Yeah.
Mayor Lynch. Roger Cooper.
All right, we've got audio. Let's start over. All right, so again, a quick rundown of where we were at. It's the Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting from December of 2019, so a couple of months ago. Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting, everybody's upset about a caboose that's coming into town. The board, it seems to be upset like they've already made their decision. Why is everybody still hassling them? And the citizens, I guess, seem to be upset that they feel like it was just pushed over on them, and maybe it went by too quick. So they finished their regular meeting. We're 2 hours in. I'm sure that people are already pretty upset with the issue, but they go ahead and open the floor, which was probably a poor decision. But it is what it is, and it led to this delightful piece of audio. So they're going to open the floor. The first person to come to the floor is Roger Cooper to address the mayor. So let's play that section. It's all queued up, and hopefully you hear it.
Mayor, in your letter dated November 21, 19, you seriously attacked my character, stating, and I quote, that there was confrontation following approaches by the two of you from the front exit and from around the back of the building, and your comments were ungracious and intimidating. Further on in your letter, you call me hooligan. I stated to you in my December 13 email, at no time after the meeting did I enter into a confrontation with anyone, and I exited through the front door and to my car parked on the side of the building.
Alright guys, so full disclosure, I wasn't at this meeting. I wasn't at the meeting before it. I don't know if this guy was intimidating people that showed up at the meeting or followed him outside. That's what he's accusing them of. He also tells the board that they have a letter in their packet of papers, and the letter is addressed to him and sent to him by the mayor Johnny Lynch. In the letter, the fact that he seems most upset about is that the mayor told him that without much of an investigation, more just like an accusation, he accused Roger Cooper of intimidating a speaker that was there to speak to the board. And again, the part he seems most upset about is that the mayor called him a hooligan. So he brings that up. He prints off letters for the board, and he's here to speak to the mayor.
In your letter, you didn't even have the courtesy to tell me the person's name who said they were ready. All this is making you heard by me. I would read my full email to the board and the audience, but I only have 2 allotted minutes, and I don't want to use my time up. I take your public attack on my character very seriously, and I do not appreciate being called a hooligan. This time, in front of the board and audience, I'm requesting from you a public apology and a letter stating.
So I kind of got into the mayor there. It took me a second to pause, but basically, he comes up. He goes over how he feels like he's offended, and he's requesting in front of the mayor and in front of the board for an apology. He's been called a hooligan without actually being a hooligan. No hooligan activity took place in his mind. He's denying the whole thing. He's saying, I didn't follow anybody out. You wouldn't name my accuser, but I know when I was here at the last meeting, I went out the door, I got in my car, and I went home. I didn't intimidate nobody, and I definitely didn't commit any hooligan activities. He's very upset, so he asks the mayor in front of the board for an apology. So that's what the mayor has to say. I'm sure he'll just apologize.
Early I don't respond, but I will tell you this, you won't get an apology from me, sir.
Oh, no apology. Normally I don't respond, but I will take the time to make this response and tell you, hell no, you won't get no apology from me. If you would have been anybody else, had any other topic, had anything else going on, I wouldn't have said a word. I would have sat here stoic and in silence. But because you asked me for an apology, no, you can't have one. I'm taking them back. Me and you are not friends, and you will not have an apology from me, good sir.
I will also say this, we will not allow our people, especially visitors to this meeting, especially when they're on the agenda, to be intimidated by you or anyone else. I did, when I mentioned that a little while ago, I didn't mention your name, and I wasn't going to. You're the one that brought it up. Yes, I saw you leave that back door. She saw you leave that back door, and personally, I'm going to believe the lady that called in the complaint.
Ooh, that's a mistake, Mr. Mayor. You can't take one person's word over the other. There's no evidence. There's no other witnesses. There's one person that said he did this, and the hooligan in this situation, is saying, no, I didn't. You can't just flat out say, nope, you can't have your apology, plus I believe someone else and not you. Like, that's not how it works. Like, without evidence, without something substantial, then, I mean, it's he said, she said, literally, what she said, hooligan said, but still, you can't just pick somebody to go with, man. It makes you look bad. Like, I'm hoping Johnny Lynch contacts me to be his next campaign manager. I think we got some stuff to talk about.
Complaint over you. And I know this happened. Oh, I know it happened. You can sit there and deny all you want to. But all I'm saying is I know you have a right to say this. You got your rights and all. You cannot intimidate people. You had an opportunity to stand up here in front of this board at that last meeting, just like you did just now, and state your objection to the caboose thing. You didn't do that.
Back to the caboose. You'll notice that's a running topic. Everybody's mad about the caboose. Everybody hates the caboose. The caboose costs too much money, and nobody wants the caboose. Hooligans don't want the caboose. Nobody wants the caboose.
Instead, you waited until this little lady got up and went out, and you followed her out. You and the other man followed her out. We know you did this. You can say what you want. You have that privilege. You cannot intimidate people. We will not allow it. Next person.
And that is a direct shutdown from the mayor. So he goes into next person. He ain't got time to talk to you. 2 minutes are up. The caboose is staying. You're a hooligan. Next person. I know we're taking the piss out of a grown-ass man calling another man a hooligan, but trust me, it jumps up an escalation pretty quick. So the next person to be called is Gwen Lewis, and we're also going to meet her husband. I don't know if I got his name or not. Wayne Lewis. So we're going to meet Gwen and Wayne Lewis in the next bout between the mayor versus the citizens.
Gwen Lewis.
Regarding our town's new caboose that the board accepted as a donation at the last meeting, I thought it was strange that Irwin, as a railroad town, refused the donation. Apparently,
I'm sorry, I'm having to fiddle with the audio. She speaks very quietly. The mayor's going to be really loud, and if I don't adjust the audio before I speak or after I speak, I'll either echo or you won't be able to hear her. So bear with me as we get through Miss Gwen Lewis, who I'm sure is a fine lady and has never participated in any hooligan activity.
Because of the expenses that would come with it. However, our small town, with a much smaller budget, and not even considered a railroad town, readily accepted it without any discussion or study to determine the amount that would be taken from our budget to cover this. I hope it doesn't become a never-ending expense like some of the other decisions.
So a couple things. She comes in. She seems polite enough. She's doing her civic duty. She's at the Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting. She asks that, or she states that Irwin didn't take it. The town of Irwin didn't take this caboose due to they were worried about the cost to restore it, how much it would cost, and they wouldn't be able to afford it. It wouldn't be feasible for them. But the much smaller town with a much smaller budget, as she states, took the caboose in with no type of study as to how much it was going to cost, who was going to work on it. It just seems like they unanimously voted yes. And she says that she hopes it doesn't become a never-ending money pit, like some of the other things the board may have voted on. Now that's going to come up as a direct jab to the mayor now. I know you don't know why yet, but the other things that that have become a money pit are going to be specified later on, and that's going to be a pretty good jab at the mayor, and he doesn't take too kindly to it. So let's crank the volume back up and jump back into the recording. Oh, the second thing, I told you I had two things. Miller Lite, if you guys want to sponsor me, you got my number. Call my people. All right, let's crank the volume and jump back into the recording.
Okay, again, I will respond to that. Ashley, you've got some figures back there.
Again, the mayor jumps in. Normally he doesn't respond, but he's taking question 1 and 2. It's a straight jab and a left hook. He's beating these people down left and right.
And by the way, Tyler Lynch is standing back here. He came to me. Tyler has already solicited $2,700 worth of materials. That's not counting the $1,000 donation that we've already got. People are interested in this. This is part of their heritage. Leave it alone.
So he brings up Tyler Lynch. I've got no ill will towards Tyler Lynch. I went to school with him actually, and I think Johnny's his uncle. He has an uncle and a dad that are both in politics. I think Greg's his dad and Johnny's his uncle. But anyways, it doesn't matter. He did raise funds for the restoration of the caboose, some monetary funds, some materials that were donated. That's all good. That's neither here nor there. I've got nothing against Tyler, but the mayor just can't stop there.
It's done. It's a done deal. It's been voted on. It's been accepted. It's a done deal. And all these explosive estimates that you folks are coming out with is just hogwash.
So the mayor says it's done. It's a done deal. It's done. It's over with. Stop talking about it. Then he goes on to say all these estimates that you guys have done, they're just hogwash. There's hogwash. Now, I didn't see the estimates that they done, and I didn't see any estimates that the Board of Mayor and Alderman done. In fact, I heard there were no estimates by the Board of Mayor and Alderman. But apparently the people have their own estimates, and all these estimates are just hooligan hogwash.
Hogwash. We've got a breakdown of it. We've got a breakdown of the cost. also got documentation that it is a real Litchfield Railroad caboose. Sir, you can sit there and nod your head all you want to, but we've got documentation of it.
Alright, so now he's broken the cardinal rule of parliamentary procedure. That sounds right. That sounds like something I learned in high school. He's called on a man out in the crowd. He's not recognized by the board. He doesn't. He doesn't. He's shaking his head, so he's obviously got a point that's against the one the mayor's making, and so the mayor decides to call on a man that's clearly angry, upset, doesn't believe what's going on with this hooligan hogwash, and he calls on him and starts up a conversation. He tells this man, "You can shake your head all you want, but we've got document. You can sit there and nod your head all you want, but we got documentation of it." I'm talking about this is a real Clinchfield caboose. Clinchfield is a railroad that is here locally, and the mayor's claiming that the caboose is a real Clinchfield caboose. The man is going to be identified as Bobby Davis, who by all accounts knows his railroad history, by all accounts. And he's going to state, it's going to be hard to hear, but he's going to state that's an L&N caboose. And then we're going to have a secondary alderman jump in. I think it's Alderman Linville. I'm not positive on that. Don't hold me to it. But the gist of this next part is kind of going to be hard to hear. They're going to be talking over each other because they're just a bunch of hooligans. Is going to be, we've got documentation that it's a Clinchfield caboose. Someone shakes their head. The mayor calls on him. He says it's an L&N caboose. And then another alderman is going to jump in to try to verify that this is the Clinchfield caboose by way of the L&N Railroad.
May I respond to that? Clinchfield Railroad was purchased in the early 70s. They continued to operate as Clinchfield Railroad until 1983, and they were marketed as the family lines, which was L&N Clinchfield Railroad, even though L&N, they all had the same cabooses marketed under the same name. But that caboose was the property of the Clinchfield Railroad.
And boom, Bobby hits them with it's a property of the family line system. I don't know what any of this means or why it seems like they're searching for so many words for caboose or railroad, but it's a caboose that was L&N, that was family line, 1983, blah blah blah. I don't care. Let's just yell at each other.
It's just like
Clinchfield
I said.
Railroad had its own separate company, own separate books. I'm not going to argue with you.
A major, yeah, you know.
I don't know.
Anyhow, there's your response. If you wanted to talk, you should have filled out a thing here. Otherwise, you don't. That's the way it works. What?
So the mayor gets all riled up and tells Mr. Davis, hey, he tells the other alderman, why are we even talking to this guy? Jesus, why are we talking to this caboose doubting hooligan? Why are we wasting time talking to any hooligans here? And the mayor is shortly corrected with, you called on him. He responds with what? But that doesn't change the fact that the mayor called on him, opened the floor to him by speaking to him. He has a right to respond, and then acts like he's above the man speaking. I don't care about any of the cabooses or any of the budget. But if a man calls me down in a building, in a group, in a building, a meeting, I don't care. I don't care where we're at. If a man calls on me and thinks he's going to say something to my effect, he's about to hear what I got to say too, hooligan or not. I will not be intimidated by these hooligans.
He's over there shaking his head.
What's he got?
Well, you're not worth even. You folks are not even worth.
Oh, and there's the gasp from the crowd. You folks are not even worth dealing with. You folks, let's just call it what it is, Mr. Mayor. You hooligans. You hooligans are not even worth dealing with. Jesus, man. What are you doing? These people elect you. These people voted you in. I mean, some of them didn't, but the majority voted you in. That's how you got there. And then you're going to tell them that they're not even worth dealing with? You people, you bunch of hooligans, aren't even worth my time. What does that say to the people that voted you in? Or the people that show up because they're concerned about the community? What the hell's wrong with you? I don't know. I don't know. You people. You people. I know that could be roped into like an SJW, you people kind of racist mentality, but I don't think there were any other races there other than white. I think it's more of like a you people rather than race, maybe class warfare, like you people who don't have as much money as me, or you people who elected me, or you people who didn't run for office yourself because you're busy at your job, or you people who are a bunch of caboose-hating hooligans. That's what we'll go with. The caboose-hating hooligans are not worth the mayor's time. Don't even worry about it.
You're not even worth arguing. Now this is a done deal. We voted on it. We're doing it. Live with it.
You don't ask the people.
Hey, order.
So that was, sorry if that caught you off guard. Even more sorry if you're wearing headphones. That was the mayor's gavel. That's right. He brought it out to restore order to these hooligans. The people that are not worth dealing with. The gavel's been banged. Shut your mouth. You're not worth dealing with. It's a done deal. Like it's over with. What do we have left to talk about? I've already done this. It's a done deal. Order. So in this next part, it's kind of stepped on a little bit. Everybody's talking all at once again. You know how it goes. And this is a poor quality recording. I think it was somebody's cell phone. But I'm going to give you a rundown of what happens in the next part. So Miss Gwen is, even though they've had this whole sidebar going on where the mayor's been arguing with people in the crowd and calling on people who move their heads too much and telling hooligans they're not worth dealing with, Miss Gwen is still standing there waiting patiently. She's still got time to talk. You get 2 minutes at these board meetings, and if Johnny Lynch takes all 2 minutes, that don't count. If he's roughhousing with the hooligans, then your clock resets according to Miss Gwen, and she's still got time, and I don't blame her a bit. She needs to state what she came to state. Just because Mayor Johnny Lynch got fisticuffs with a couple of hooligans in the crowd doesn't mean that she doesn't have time left. So she tries to speak up after the order, and the banging of the gavel. She tries to speak up and tell the mayor that she still has time. I believe is what she's going to say. She says, "I still have," and she's going to be cut off rather quickly. And then we're going to hear some choice words from the mayor. So just listen close.
Order. Y'all want to leave? You want to leave? You want to leave the meeting? Well, then shut up.
Oh.
All right.
Don't tell my
Next
wife to
person.
shut up, Johnny.
I did.
I'll leave.
All right. Bye.
Come on. You don't tell my wife to
Get
shut
out.
up. Well, I'm leaving, damn it.
And And that's when it goes downhill fast. So she tries to say that she's still got time left. The mayor responds with, order, order. Y'all want to leave? Y'all want to leave? Gwen states no. You know, she's just there to state what's on her mind. And then the mayor yells again, want to leave the meeting? And when no one responds quick enough, because they're just out there being hooligans, he tells her to shut up. He says, well then, shut up. Now, I know I'm not the most stable. I've got my own issues, my own demons I've faced myself. But if a grown-ass man in a public arena, not jokingly, not kidding around, not horseplay, tells my wife to shut up like that, I'm fixing to jump up on top of that gavel and slap the fucking taste out of his mouth. I'm just saying. Like, I don't know Wayne, and he seems to have handled it well. He was pretty upset. But nobody's disrespected my wife like that. She's got her 2 minutes like everybody else, no matter the hooligan wrestling match you got going on the side. And you're damn sure not going to tell her to shut up like that. That's not fixing to happen. Not with me, and not with Mr. Wayne. So, we have another gasp from the crowd, because he's just told an older, respectable lady to shut up. You know, crowd gasps. Gwen's husband Wayne says, don't tell my wife to shut up, Johnny. Don't tell her to shut up. Rightfully so. Don't tell my wife to shut up. And then the mayor in all his intellect screams, I did. You know, that if you could reach back, if you will, to second grade, when someone told you couldn't do something you had already done, like you can't use the snack machine before lunchtime. You're like, I did. That's where he went back to. He went back to a different place, a simpler time, where there were no hooligans, there were no cabooses. There was only the mayor telling people in his grade school to shut up. So that's where we're at now. I did. And Wayne says, I'll leave. And the mayor says, all right, bye. It's a freaking kindergarten circus. What is going on at these meetings? Why are there no adults there in charge? What is going on with the board of mayor and aldermen? I blame the people in this very little. The board of mayor and aldermen, and specifically, I won't even say the board, the mayor has gone overboard a couple times. I wouldn't remain calm and orderly if he'd have said those things to me or my wife or my family. What is going on, and why doesn't an adult take charge? I feel like we just walked into a kindergarten class that's on fire while a bully punches people in the corner, and everybody's like, nah, it's fine, we'll leave. So the mayor says, all right, bye. Wayne reiterates, you don't tell my wife to shut up, Johnny. Or no. You don't tell my wife to shut up, for the second time. He says, yeah, I do. And then Wayne comes in with, I'm leaving, damn it. The man's trying to leave. Stop yelling stop berating him and his wife. You're the mayor of our town. Why are you harassing people who are leaving a board of mayor and alderman meeting? If you didn't hear that, you're the mayor of the town. There are people leaving the meeting that you ran off. They're already leaving. Why are you berating them while they're leaving the meeting, Mr. Mayor? What is going on here? Jesus. So, clearly everybody's heated. We've still got guests. We've still got stuff going on. Everybody is upset with the mayor and his actions. The mayor's upset in his own little world, harkening back to the days of childhood obscenities you would scream. And we're going to go into our, I guess, other than the hooligan that was just in the crowd that the mayor called on, this is going to be our third person to address the board. And this is Deborah McWhirter.
Deborah
I'm
McWhorter.
going out the back door, I'm not gonna cost her.
Here comes the fun. My name's Deborah McWhorter. This number here is a deficit on the budget that y'all just passed. For what the town is losing every year, we could have garbage pickup, folks. We could have better road maintenance. We could have the ditches cleaned out. We could maybe even have a fire hall on the south end. But instead, we have a kitchen. They'll lose $100,000 this year. We have a policeman. It's costing us $48,000. And we have a debt service to pay this year of $931,000 budget. A few years ago, they borrowed $945,000, highest, lowest, about a part-end note. Then what if we don't have the money to pay for it? And in that little part of that note, it said, well, guess what, folks? If we don't have the money, we gotta have a property. So the town needs to stop throwing money, good money after bad, because I think the residents should come first. We don't need money. All I've heard since I sat down is money, 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 money. So, Mr. Mayor,
All right, Miss Deborah's got some true concern. She's got the budget in front of her. We're in a deficit. We've already got a kitchen, she mentions, which would be that direct shot at the mayor I was talking about earlier, that loses quite a bit of money. The town of Unicoi has hired their own police force, even though they were covered on the Unicoi County Sheriff's Office. I'm not even going to get into that because I'm not close enough to debate it, but that is another expense. She says some stuff that they could have or could have done. She's asked what happens if we don't pay this loan. If we can't make the loan payments, what's going to happen? And she's heard back. We gotta raise taxes. The people have to pay for our loan. She's not happy with that, and I don't blame her. The government shouldn't borrow money to the point where they know they can't afford it, and then wait on till the money runs out, and once it's gone, then just say, well, we have to raise taxes. We have to raise taxes. So she's very upset and about all this, even though she's being civil. She hasn't told anybody to shut up or called anybody a hooligan. You can tell she's upset about that. And so she starts off with, I think we already heard it, so Mr. Mayor, who likes to spend so much money. And then she's going to present a question to him.
likes to spend so much money. I'm asking you to resign as mayor of this town because the residents need a better representative. And the town cannot afford more of your irresponsible.
Thank you
You
very
don't tell
much.
me to shut up, Tim.
And there it is, the nail in the coffin. Are you going to tell me to shut up too? Are you going to address another citizen who has called for your resignation over irresponsible spending? Are you going to tell me to shut up too? Have you got it in you, Mayor? Is that what you're going to say? You're going to tell her to either shut up or leave? Is that what's happening with these hooligans? So she threw the question, or she presented the argument out there. I'm asking you to resign. We deserve better representation and cannot afford more of your irresponsible spending. Are you going to tell me to shut up too? And here's the mayor's response. A little back and forth, and then we'll stop at the next point of escalation.
No, but I will say this.
Look at your budget. This is what's in the budget.
I will say this. Saw your Johnson City ad that you put in the paper, or your little letter
It's
there.
editorial.
I would suggest that you start telling the truth, man.
It's an editorial, and
I
you don't
would
pay your fair
suggest that you
share.
start telling the truth.
You don't pay your fair share. It's $7,500. You only pay $5,000.
You don't know a thing about that
I've got a
911.
copy of the letter from the 911 board.
You don't know a thing about it. All you
I
had to
do.
do was get a hold of them, and they would explain that to you, ma'am.
I do have the letter.
What?
Point of order.
Point of order.
So she's arguing that he doesn't pay his fair share. He's arguing that she took out an editorial in the local paper, saying that he didn't pay his fair share on a 911 board. I don't know. He was supposed to pay $7,500. He only paid $5,000. I have no evidence of that. I'm just a hooligan in my own right. Someone shouts point of order. And, the mayor says, you don't know anything about that. All you had to do was get a hold of them, and they would have explained that to you, ma'am. You don't know a thing about it. I would suggest you start telling the truth. And let's dive back in after this point of order.
And that's another thing I'm going to bring up. Don't come in here and blame me. This is a 5-man board. I have one vote. And the things go on in here in this town, they're voted by 5 people. And it is not fair for you to sit there and blame me and put it in the paper that I did this and I did that. The board voted for these things. Now, point of order all you want to. I'm tired of putting up with you all. You come to these meetings, you've disrupted these meetings
Well, you can
for a
resign.
couple of years now, ma'am.
You can resign.
Why don't you resign?
I'm a citizen.
Why don't you resign?
And I-
Why don't you go home? Kiss your what?
Ooh, and there it went. It went downhill after the point of order. The mayor says, I'm just one man. There's 5 people on this board. Why do you guys keep coming in here and blaming me? All I'm doing is my part, attacking the citizens. This is a 5-man board. I have 1 vote. The things that go on in this town are voted by 5 people. It's not fair for you to sit there and blame me and put it in the paper. The board voted for these things. Now, point of order all you want. I'm tired of putting up with y'all. That's almost as bad as you hooligans ain't worth dealing with. You've come to these meetings, you disrupted these meetings for a couple years now, ma'am. Something tells me she's not happy with the way you're mayoring, Mr. Mayor. She might consider you a hooligan. I'm not sure. But she definitely doesn't seem happy. So, how does the mayor respond to how does she respond to, you've disrupted these meetings for a couple years now, ma'am? She says, well, you could resign. You don't have to be here when we come in here and blame the mayor or the board or this alderman or that alderman, or when we're concerned about the budget. You don't have to be here dealing with us people. You don't have to be here tired of putting up with us hooligans. You don't have to be here. You could resign. And the mayor comes back with that old classic, I'm rubber and you're glue. Why don't you resign? The citizen asked the mayor to resign. The mayor asked the citizen to resign. And boom, back at square one. That totally negates both principles. Why don't they both resign? The mayor won't be a mayor, and she won't be a citizen anymore. She'll be undocumented, maybe. I don't know how that works. Maybe she'll move. Maybe that's what he meant. Who knows? It's just more craziness from the mayor. McWhirter responds, after why don't you resign, McWhirter responds, I'm a citizen and I pay taxes. The mayor says, why don't you resign? Why don't you go home? And then Miss McWhirter, underneath her breath, even though it's picked up by this very poor audio quality, I guess it's recorded on a phone, says, why don't you kiss my ass? Why don't you resign? No, why don't you resign? Why don't you kiss my ass? That's it. Stand up for what you believe in. Hooligans, ass kissing, and a balanced budget. That's where we're at, folks. The mayor did not like that. He responds with, kiss your what? And Miss McWhirter's going to respond with, you heard me.
Man, let's get back to our blue face in the first place.
Now that remark is kind of hard to hear because the rumblings of dissent, maybe the sounds of an overthrow, of mutiny, have already started to infiltrate the conversation. There's definitely rumblings in that crowd. But the mayor responds with, it looks too much like your face in the first place. Comparing this woman's rear end to her face, that he wouldn't be able to decide. Had he decided to kiss her ass, he would not know which end to turn up. That is a classic mayor. That's the way I would address my citizens. You ass face, why don't you resign? Why don't you go home? Why don't you quit being a citizen, you ass face? Oh, I'm the last one to tell somebody how to vote. But do you guys hear this jackass talking? Do you all hear this man telling people their faces are asses? He doesn't have time for them. He's tired of putting up with them. He doesn't want to deal with them. They can shut up or they can leave. Why don't they resign being a citizen of the town he's the mayor of? Why don't you resign being a citizen? Why don't you give up your citizenship and I can still be mayor and do a shitty job in your eyes? You bunch of hooligans. That's where we're at, folks. Now it's going to start to wind down for a second. There's going to be a few birthday wishes. Who doesn't love ending the meeting with a birthday wish? If only it would have ended there. It does not. So let's dive back in.
All right.
Let's move on. I gotta go.
Yeah. Debbie, you got an announcement.
Yes, I do.
By the way, happy birthday, Ashley.
The town of Unicoi received a
Letter.
from the State Training Standards and Training Commission,
Dated
November 15th, 2019. The Tennessee Police Officer Standards and
Training.
which is a post. Commission met on November 15th, 2019, and the following request was on the agenda. The town of Unicoi is requesting that post recognize the town of Unicoi Police Department as a law enforcement agency. The town of Unicoi voted and passed resolution 2019-303 on July 15th, 2019. And it was the decision of the post commission to approve the request. This is from Dexter Mine, Assistant Director of the Commission. So this is to be awarded to
Andy.
on sheet 20. And it's an
honor and accomplishment for sure.
good job.
Hey. Tyler, thanks for working on that railroad thing, by the way. And Ashley, happy birthday. Anybody else got that?
I do. As an elected member of this board, I'm embarrassed for the mayor's behavior tonight. To the citizens who are offended, I apologize.
Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you.
Don't call me honey. Don't call me honey. That's harassment. That's harassment. Don't call me honey in a public meeting. I can't wait to send a letter. You want another lawsuit in town? We'll get another one.
Putting up with this, Lois. I'm tired of these people coming in here disrupting the meeting. You don't have meetings like that. If they can't act civil, then I'm not going to act civil with them.
And boom, that would be the end of the meeting. Not only did we have a birthday announcement, we had a sexual harassment incident. Miss Bullen, an alderman, stands up to apologize for the mayor berating the citizens. Ass face, hooligan, shut up or get out. I'm tired of you guys. You caboose hating hooligans. She apologizes for his behavior. That would be unbecoming of a mayor. And how does he respond? Well, thank you, honey. I can just imagine this man leaned back in his chair, hands folded across his belly, squinting at her. Maybe he gives a little wink. Well, thank you, honey. And this does not sit well with Miss Bullen, as she claims, don't call me honey. That's harassment. Don't call me honey. Do you want to be tied up in another lawsuit, Mayor? Do you want another one? Because it's coming for you. You keep talking to people like that, ass face. The mayor speaks to an unidentified person, Lois, I believe. It says, I'm tired of people coming in here and disrupting these meetings. You don't have meetings like that. And if they're not going to be civil with me, then fuck it. It's all Mad Max and we're just going to fight up in this place. Like, what is going on? Somebody's got to remain civil, Mr. Mayor. It's obviously not you. And I really hope this video reaches enough people to affect the vote. You can't talk to people like that. You can't treat people like that. No matter how upset they are, or how mad you get, or how many articles they take out in the paper, that's part of being a public servant. You still have to do your job, and you have to be the adult in the room. If everybody else is throwing shit, that doesn't mean take a shit in your own hand and throw it at somebody. You can rise above that. You can be different. If you need a campaign manager, hit me up. You can contact me through YouTube maybe. But that's it for the My Mayor is Better Than Your Mayor stream. There was a couple other news stories I was going to cover. Yeah, let's pull this one up maybe. I got one more story I just want to talk about. There's no recording or whatever. It's more of a public service announcement. It's more like don't release your local meth heads with lasers. They could injure themselves. So this come across WJHL and I found it kind of interesting. So 2 men arrested in Bakersville, North Carolina, and there's just always lots of good coming out of Bakersville. 2 men are facing charges after investigators say a laser was pointed at a medical rescue helicopter. Now I was in the military, and if there's one thing I learned, it was don't point a laser at a helicopter. Some bitch is trying to fly up there. It's not just hanging out. It's not for your entertainment. It's not for you to lead your cat to attack. You got a fucking laser pointer. Keep it off the helos. Alright, man, like, not only is it a helicopter, it's not the pot copter, and it's not some rich guy trying to get to his rich house and his mansion in the hills with his wife, and we're trying to bring down the establishment and eliminate poverty. This was a rescue helicopter for medical emergencies. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Stop pointing lasers at helicopters. It's too much. It's too much. It's hooligan behavior, and I won't have it. So the public service announcement starts out there. It says the 2 men have been arrested, one from my hometown of Irwin, doing us proud, and another one of Bakersville. According to the sheriff's office, the arrests were made after a Wings Air rescue crew reported a laser being pointed at the helicopter while flying over Herb McKinney Road near Bakersville. Bennett was arrested on January 21st and charged with offense against public safety. Well, play stupid games, you win stupid prizes there, sir. But there was another man involved. This other man, last name Gill, I believe. The sheriff's office says Gill was arrested in Unicoi County, my home county, on February 7th and signed a waiver to return to Mitchell County to be prosecuted for these crimes. He was charged with the offense against public safety and failure to appear from Madison County, North Carolina, for possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. If there's one person, this is the public service announcement I wanted to get out. This is just to help you guys out, give you guys a little bit of know-how into how to handle this situation. If you have a laser pointer and you want to give this laser pointer away, you want to sell this laser pointer, you want to donate it, you just want to let your buddy play with it, don't turn meth heads loose with laser pointers. It doesn't work out good for anybody. Not the helicopter crews, not the patient on board, not the meth heads. They end up in jail. That's what happens. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Winner for, let's see, when was this? Winner for the month of February of the stupid games, stupid prizes. 2 meth heads and a laser pointer. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'm hoping to do this weekly, usually with a guest. I'm sorry I didn't have a guest today. I think the video would roll a little bit smoother. Probably be a little bit funnier with a guest. I appreciate the guys who stuck with me through 4, 5, 6, 7,000 attempts. Maybe now I finally got it figured out. I hope so. I hope everything's figured out now, and I can play audio. I can speak on my mic. I can keep the sound level. If you guys want to tune in, this will be every Friday. For sure on the day. It's going to be Friday. I don't know if it's going to be this at lunchtime or it's going to be in the evening. Actually, if you're seeing this video, again, let me know if you'd rather have it around lunchtime or you'd rather have it in the evening. If you have any stories, you can drop them here in the comment. Anything you want me to cover or talk about, I'm more than willing to look at it. I do read all my comments, and most of the times I reply. So if you guys are seeing this, drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed before. We're going to get this thing rolling right. We're going to have our own Discord server. We're going to have a way to contact me, a way to talk about this, a fan base that can interact with us and chat with us, and stories coming in left and right. Call it a podcast, call it a live video, call it whatever you want. But we're doing it big here on a Cold Beer Confessional, especially here for the locals only. That's for you guys that live near me, around me, have interests like me. So stay tuned for everything. And from here on out, the last thing I got to say is watch the meth heads with the lasers. See you guys.